Hey, what's up, people? So I have some Boruto spoilers for you, but before I get into that, quick shout out to Joao Ribeiro and also Yonko Productions for putting up the spoilers. So before I talk about the episode, there's going to be some news released in the next issue of Shonen Jump regarding some Boruto movie-related content. Now, we don't know if they're announcing an actual theatrical movie release of a new Boruto movie, or if they're actually reanimating, rehashing the Boruto movie in the anime. So we still have to wait and see what the deal is with that and wait for some confirmation. So we got episode summaries for episodes 15 to 18, and we also know that episode 19 is called Sarada Uchiha or Uchiha Sarada, and I'm guessing that that would be the start of what we know as Naruto Gaiden, or at least some type of Sarada-centric arc that is beginning in August. Which would make sense, because if they're planning on rehashing Boruto the movie, we all know that chronologically speaking, Naruto Gaiden comes before the events of Boruto the movie.
You know, because that's when Sasuke decides to come back. Anyway, episode 15, which you saw in the preview this week, is called The New Path, and the summary reads as follows. With the ghost incident that shook up Konoha resolved, the mysterious power Boruto activated has gone dormant. So the Boruto Eye technique has suddenly just gone to sleep. It's no longer activated, which makes perfect sense, and I kind of mentioned this previously because this eye, Boruto cannot have this eye during Boruto the movie, alright? We didn't see him use this eye in the movie, so it just makes sense that it would kind of go away for a little bit, for a while. We know he gets it back at some point because of his fight with Kawaki, or even before then, but, you know, during the Boruto movie timeline, he just doesn't have it. So life has gone back to normal in the village and in the academy, but for Boruto and his classmates, a source of anxiety still remains. And I'm guessing, alright, in fact, I'm betting that that source of anxiety are the upcoming exams to see who actually graduates from the academy, because in episode 16, we get the following summary, alright? The episode is called The Double Repeater Crisis. Periodic exams that will determine which students need to be retained are rapidly approaching. So they're trying to see who gets held back, and it says Denki, who is bad at practical ninjutsu, and Iwabe, who is bad at written problems, approach Boruto for tutoring. So this may actually explain why we do not get to see Denki and Iwabe after this point. It may be because they actually flunk, or they don't pass, or they can't move on from the academy.
And look, me personally, as long as they explain why these characters do not appear in the Boruto movie timeline or in the current manga timeline, in the current manga story, I'm okay with it. I just want it to make sense. You know, I care about story, and so to me it just seemed very weird that we had all these characters introduced from the academy days that are no longer there. So as long as they explain why they're not part of Boruto's story in the future, I'm all for it. Episode 17 is about Sarada delivering a stuffed animal to somebody who's at the hospital, and I'm guessing that that patient may be Himawari, because episode 18 actually states that Himawari gets sick and that there's a flashback to the day that Naruto became Hokage. I don't know if they're going to reuse the animation from that OVA, which was part of the release of Boruto the movie, or if they're going to reanimate it, but we're going to get the day Naruto became Hokage. And I'm only tying that into Sarada's delivery of the stuffed animal because in that same flashback of the day Naruto became Hokage, the reason why Himawari awakens the Byakugan is because her stuffed animal gets torn. So maybe Sarada's bringing that stuffed animal to the hospital so that she can make Himawari feel better or something like that. Which would be cool if they actually did have some type of, sisterly relationship. So it would make sense that the stuffed animal would be the thing to trigger the flashback in episode 18. Alright? And not only that, but because episode 19 is called Sarada Uchiha, it also makes sense that the flashback kind of serves to give Sarada that push to establish her dream to become Hokage. So, or at least something to that effect, like, oh wow, Naruto was really cool. I'm Sarada Uchiha. You're just like Naruto Uzumaki. I want to be the Hokage. And that leads us into Naruto Gaiden. So anyway, what did I think about this episode? The animation was great. I have to give the studio credit and props for that. The animation looked great. The action sequences were very, very dynamic. They flowed naturally. We start off with Naruto in Sage Mode, and I'm pretty sure that this is the first time that we've seen Naruto as Hokage use Sage Mode. He may have used it in Naruto Gaiden in the manga at some point, but in the anime, I think this is the first time that, you know, he's used Sage Mode, and he looks pretty cool. And basically, the gist of that scene is it's just letting the old gen, the adults, saying, you know, our hands are tied, we can't do anything for plot purposes because this is no longer our story. They don't say that specifically, but that's what they mean. We have to leave stuff up to Boruto now. We can't do anything. Which would be great if Boruto, as a new character, was there to revolutionize the way that Naruto used to handle things. Except he's not. In this episode, Boruto's primary role, alright, is to talk no jutsu Sumide out of her ways. And he's successful at doing so. So once again, talk no jutsu wins the day. So we have this shift in focus, all right? We're taking away some of the attention that we would normally give to Naruto, and we're aiming it, we're focusing on another character that is a mini version of Naruto. And make no mistake, because by itself, that wouldn't be a problem. That would not be an issue, okay? Because then you could have this pretty solid like father, like son type of theme. You have the whole idea of like the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree type of story. Except there have been numerous times in which Boruto has said over and over again, I'm not like my dad. I'm not like my dad. I'm not like Naruto. This is my story. I'm different. I'm not like my dad. I'm not Naruto. Anyway, some of the things that I really liked about this episode were Mitsuki's attacks. I thought were really good. That lightning snake that he was about to throw. Then Sumire does like this Tobirama wall technique of water. I'm like, holy, I mean, where did she learn that? So she's water-based. It looks cool. She does this little boom boom, this water gun thing with the kunais and stuff. So that was cool too. The Shinju tree, at least I thought it was the Shinju tree at first. But then I thought about it, I was like, wait, why would the base of that tree be in another dimension? It should technically be in the real world, I think.
Also, a similarity between Boruto's eye and the Byakugan is that he can actually see these chakra networks, these chakra points, at least when it comes to the Nue. And that's where he finds out, yep, I gotta try and hit it in the ass there. And so that's what he does. So it's interesting that he was able to do it with the Nue, but he hasn't been able to see the chakra points of humans, at least not yet. Also, and I wish this was a joke because it sounds so ridiculous, but apparently his eye allows him to see through dimensions and even punch through them or something. That's how they get out of there by the end. Another issue I have is that Sumire's plan by the end made absolutely no sense. Because she was like, okay, Nue, absorb my chakra, absorb me, and then blow up. But the problem is that you're literally blowing up to kill 2 kids. You're only going to be killing Mitsuki and Boruto, who, by the way, had nothing to do with what happened to your parents. So how is that revenge? I don't understand. Especially after all the time and effort it took her to gather that chakra and like possess all these people and stuff. She's just like, nah, screw it, just do it. It's like, I mean, what a waste. Now, despite the fact that the Nue does get turned into a pet, and despite the fact that Boruto was using Talk no Jutsu, I will give him credit for, you know, just being quick on his feet and thinking about a solution and an argument against what Sumida was thinking. He's like, well, first of all, I've seen that you've actually enjoyed your time in the academy. So that's kind of like a weakness that he saw that he was able to exploit very well. The second thing I will say is that he uses the Nue as an example of like, oh, this Nue actually thinks like you're his parent. So you're just going to continue the cycle and do the exact same thing that your dad did to you. So that's a pretty good way of Boruto getting her to reflect and make the choice of being honest with herself. So I thought that was cool. Also, by the end of the episode, it seems like Sumida now has a tattoo, which is the seal. It's the contract for the summoning of the Nue on her hand, which, if you read the manga, is kind of similar to what Boruto has. And also because Boruto did end up saving her in this episode, I'm pretty sure they could be setting up like unfortunately, another pairing triangle between Sumire, Boruto, and Sarada. I hope not, but we'll see. What do you think about that?
We also got a new ending, and to be honest, I thought the music was fine, but the content of the ending was just a bunch of recaps of previous episodes, so hopefully they change it up. Yeah, it's just a bunch of recap screens throughout the entire thing. Sumida is part of the ending, so she might not get exiled. Also, the preview kind of makes it seem as if she's back at the academy wearing her standard uniform. So please let me know what you thought about this arc, guys, as a whole. What kind of grade would you give it? Me personally, I'd give this arc a solid, very, very solid C+. Let me know your thoughts about this down below in the comments section. If you thought this video was informative, please leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I do Boruto reviews every Wednesday. Thank you for watching. Catch you guys later. Bye.